Do you have a problem with Russ's answer?
No, not at all. I kind of like it. I mean,
You kind of expected it, too.
yeah. I felt like you learned two things here. Number one, he does want the MVP award.
Of course.
Like, he cares. I mean, everybody, of course, inside wants it. But he didn't give his stock answer of, I don't care about the MVP. You know, I'm just trying to win games and all that stuff, okay? So he didn't cut it off, so that tells you he wants it. And he wants the triple-double, too. Remember a week or so ago against Phoenix?
Yes.
When they were game's over, last few seconds he throws an alley-oop to get that 10th assist. Yeah. Which, again, I'm not mad at him. I would want to average a triple-double if I could do it too as a player, all right? Especially in the circumstances he's in. Secondly, you saw he doesn't have any love for Steph.
Nope.
This is the second time now he's dissed him publicly. Obviously, last year in the Western Conference Finals, asked about Steph's defense. Again, most players would be like, yeah, you know, he's improved on that end. Or what, you know, I don't talk about the other teams, players, whatever. Give some politically correct answer. He laughed. All right, and this time, you could take it as, well, Steph, he don't have a vote, so what's it matter what another player said? No, I don't think, if it was LeBron, I don't think he would have said that about LeBron. I don't think he would have said who's he. If it was Kawhi Leonard, I don't think he would have said who's he. I think if it's Steph, but also anybody on the Warriors.
Yeah.
I think he would have been like, who's he? Because that's who Kevin Durant left him to play with. We could talk about Draymond and Clay and all the others, but that's the same position, and that's who he left him for. And so, look, I don't think Oklahoma City could beat them in the playoffs, but I would love to see a matchup because I think it would just be tremendous.
Let's be all the way 100. And I mean this figuratively. KD and Russ, they were girls. They were dating. They were boyfriend and girlfriend. And KD left Russ for Steph. So what does that mean? I got animosity for you, Steph, because you stole my guy. That's my guy.
That's right.
We were supposed to take this thing to the finish line, and now he left me for you.
And in his mind, he looked better than you.
Yes! Because
he's smarter than you at all that.
He's saying that everything Kevin Durant, the way Russell is taking it, everything that Kevin Durant wants, he couldn't achieve with me, but he can with him. And he's like, oh, okay. Now, they voted after the man's averaging a triple-double at the All-Star game, they voted Steph Curry to start and not him. So every time you turn around, the player said Russell is having a better season. The coaches said Steph. Now the fans got the tiebreaker. So now Steph is starting the All-Star game. He's always from moving.
The fans said Steph.
Yeah.
The coaches said Russ too. Coaches and players.
No, because I thought it's 3. It's 3 and 3, right?
Yeah.
And so I thought the players said Russ, the coaches said Steph, and the fans is determining vote.
Yeah.
It's always going to be like this, Skip, moving forward. Mm-hmm. I don't see him changing his stance towards Steph. So if you don't want the answer, don't ask him about Steph Curry. Mm-hmm. Don't ask him about the Warriors because he's going to give you his honest opinion, and it's going to make you like, what do we mean by that? You know exactly what he means. Mm-hmm. Who is Steph Curry? Mm-hmm. I don't care about he won no 2 MVPs and he won a final. Mm-mm. He ain't better than me. Mm-mm. When he averaged a triple-double, y'all called me. Mm-hmm. This is what I'm doing solo. I don't have 3 other All-Stars on my team. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I look good too. I could win 70 games if I had 3 other All-Stars. Mm-hmm. That's how he looks at it. He's going to, every chance he get, he's going to take a shot at this young man. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Kind of like me, I do you.
Unsuccessfully.
You don't like it, huh?
I didn't say it. I haven't even spoken yet. I've been listening to you
trying
two
to
guys
read
for
the
like
body
24 minutes.
language.
I'm just sitting over here. I'm just listening to all this
mug.
basketball wisdom flowing when I'm the one who said back in July he's going to average a triple-double. And I've been telling you MVP for weeks now. And you guys came at me 4 games back and said, man, that's too bad. They just lost 4 in a row.
I didn't come at you like that.
Well,
I came at you for your Clippers pick.
Okay, all right. But,
I got Harden.
In this case, you also came at me about, wait a second, he's not going to be able to average double figures in assists. And now in the last 4 games, he's gone 13, 14, 19, and 16. That is sensational. He said, watch this. And he was teetering for a while at 10.1 assists, barely
10.
hanging
He
in.
was at 10 at one point.
Yeah, and
10
now he's
exactly.
up to 10.4, which is a quantum leap this late in the year because it's hard to move the needle that far. So when they went up there last night and led by 32 at Toronto, I realized there's no Kyle Lowry. That was impressive. They have come together slowly but surely as a basketball team. And again, I think he's being motivated by external forces. And there's some, I don't want to compare him to Michael Jordan, but it's Jordan-esque because he's always looking for the slightest of slights.
Yes.
Anything out there that he can turn his ire on, and focus on it and say, I'll show you. And the only thing I was trying to mitigate here a little bit with the media, you have dealt with the Oklahoma City PR people. They're difficult, and they control it with iron fists, and they let Kevin Durant, and Russell get away with near murder as far as how they were able to deal with the media because the slightest of negative questions gets censored by the Oklahoma City media people. So Russell does have a big chip on his shoulder with the reporters, and you're prone to get that kind of response on any sort of innocent, like it was the most obvious question to ask. Hey, what did you think about Steph's comment about MVP? Well, Russell takes it as a negative question, so you're going to get a dismissive answer, potentially, which is in the end.
You don't think it's personal?
I do think it's personal, but again, you have to keep it in the context of the way these guys treat the Oklahoma City media. They dismiss every question. Any sort of negative, if it has any negativity attached to it, they look at him with disdain, like, how dare you ask me that question? Because they've been allowed to do that for a long time.
When you talk about Michael Jordan had no peer at his position. Nobody ever thought Clyde Drexler was a better two-guard than Michael Jordan. I mean, Jordan was Olajuwon and Barkley and the Malones.
Well, really Magic and Bird.
Right, but there was nobody at his position.
Yep.
You think about the point guards that play in the NBA currently. You got Dame Lillard, you got Kyrie, you got Steph Curry, you got James Harden. So you really could on a given night, there was never a given night that you would have taken any two-guard over Michael Jordan. But on a given night, Kyrie can go get 50.
Yeah.
Steph can go get 50. James Harden, all these guys can go. And he's like, hold on, we play the same position. And all he can do is score like me. He can't assist the ball like me.
Steph is a great passer, though.
He can't
in
rebound
that system, he doesn't get as many assists.
I would agree.
He can't rebound the ball like
agree.
me.
The interesting thing, too, about your Jordan comparison is the way they both were relatively late bloomers. Jordan, it's legendary story. He didn't make the varsity team as a sophomore. People thought he was kind of nuts for going to North Carolina. Russ, UCLA was like the only big program that took him. And obviously, he wasn't even that great there.
I thought he was a defensive ace.
Yeah, he was. That's what he was. I think he had. It wasn't good until like late in the season. So they both have that chip on their shoulder.
Yep.
And Russ doesn't have to look far for the disrespect because it's all over the place this year. Your best player leaves you. Everybody blames it on you. Your team struck. So, but to your point about the MVP, it's hard. They're going to get that 5th seed.
Well, if he get
The way the Clippers are falling like
now
rock.
everybody's hurt. Now both DeAndre and Blake missed
sat out,
last night. So now they're all hurt.
Well, if they get to the 5th seed, it's a no-brainer. And that was my cutoff. I said at the beginning of the year, if they can get the 5th seed, and he averaged a triple-double, he's going to be the MVP. I don't care what anybody else does. The 5th seed. I thought they would get the 7th seed, but he has them climbing high and high and high. Now, obviously, he might be, if they get the 4th seed, he's going to be unanimous. James Harden's not going to get any vote. If he gets the 4th seed, if they catch Utah for the 4th seed and he averages a triple-double, he won't win unanimously.
And the thing, too, is go ahead.
I'm going to remind you, they have beaten Utah 3 straight times. And just real quick, they've beaten the Celtics twice, the Grizzlies twice, the Clippers twice, and then single-game wins over Cavaliers, Spurs, Rockets, Wizards, at Hawks, at Raptors. That's
Spurs,
a pretty
too?
good. I threw it in. I said Spurs, but that's a pretty good resume.
Every team
for
you
a
mentioned-
team that's not that
Think
good.
about it, Skip.
Great resume.
Every team you mentioned, guess where they're going to be playing start middle of April? In the playoffs.
Yeah.
Every team you mentioned.
Okay.
Well, and they can beat Utah. Obviously, they can beat Utah in that first round. Then they get, maybe it's Golden State in the second round. Or if the Spurs, I don't think the Spurs, look, I picked the Spurs over them. They give
Spurs
the Spurs
have a hard
some
time.
trouble.
They have a hard
give
time
them
because
some
they don't
trouble.
have anybody who can deal with that guy.
Yep.
Nobody can.
Well, not the Claw? Hold on, no,
that's
told
two-way
you
player?
Russell's too little. He's too quick and little.
Hold on, but
the claw is 6 feet 7 inches
LeBron
tall.
guards point guards, though, late in the game.
Sometimes he can. I'll give you that. But
So-
once upon a time, he could do it a lot better. Kawhi can still guard.
Well, he's 32, though.
32.
But when he was Kawhi's age, he was locking up.
All I know
Derrick Rose
is when
and
Kawhi
guys like that.
takes LeBron, it's good night, king of actors.
all you got to do is look at the stats when they're compared to each other.
30 points on Kawhi, right?
One guy averages 27, the other guy averages 16.8.
Really?
I'm just going to say, I'll let you figure out which
But,
one averages
Chris,
27 and which one averages 16.
Can you begin to defend the fact that LeBron James is making 67.7% of his free throws, and he has him like near MVP, like it's 1 and 1A with James
I
Harden?
thought, look, he can't give him everything, right?
So he can't
seriously,
shoot
Wilt
threes
couldn't
and he
shoot
can't
free
shoot free
throws.
throws.
Shaq couldn't shoot free throws. They seem to be all right with that.
Yeah, but LeBron's only 6'8", so he's more of a, he can guard point guards. He can play two guard.
That's his
guard all five.
His one area of
Guard all five. Remember?
area.
But it
Remember when he
hasn't
took the-
stopped him again.
Okay.
It hasn't kept him from winning 3 finals.